participate. Now they got mods for this. I don't hate that many people watching me to have mods. Hello, everybody. How are you? I don't know if y'all even heard what I said when I said that, but oh well, I don't care. Hey, everybody. So, my name is LaPrecious, and welcome to my channel. Let's talk with LaPrecious. So, I am finally going to talk about P. Diddy or Mr. Love and his Erzulie Dantor tattoo. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Before that picture hit the internet, I did not know that P. Diddy was tatted like that. I didn't. I did not know P. Diddy had tattoos. I didn't know that he even had one or two or three or four tattoos. But Diddy is tatted, and I did not know that. Like a lot of these like producers, rappers be having all these tattoos, and you wouldn't know it because to me he don't seem like the kind of guy that would even have tattoos. About like Drake. Like Drake, he's tatted up from like the front to the back. He got tattoos on his back, on his arms and stuff. And to me, Drake don't seem like a tattoo kind of dude. I mean, you could be anybody and have tattoos, but you know, some people they just don't seem like the type that would have them. But yeah, that's how Diddy is. But anyway, Diddy is tatted. He's tatted from like the front to the back. But what's so interesting about P. Diddy's tattoos is the tattoo that he has on his back. So, to those of you who know, he has Erzulie Dantor tatted on his back. So, Erzulie Dantor is the mother of Haiti, and she's also one of the most well known and respected Loas in Haitian voodoo. Erzulie Dantor does not play. I know this from being a child of Azuli Dantor and working with Azuli Dantor and knowing how she is. Azuli Dantor does not play when it comes to women that have been abused, women that have been scorned by no good men. Azuli Dantor does not play about single mothers. She does not play about lesbians or anyone in the LGBTQIA community. She does not play about people who have been hurt. She does not play about people that have been abused. And she doesn't play when it comes to women who are bossed up and trying to earn their own income or earn their own money. So she pretty much doesn't play about women who are trying to get to the bag or women who own their own businesses. So that's what Azuli Dantor is all about. She's all about mothers, single mothers, children, women who have been heartbroken, women who have been scorned, women who have been abused or manipulated, lesbians or anybody LGBTQ community, or women who are about progressing and growing and building up in life. And so, since Azuli Dantor is the patronage of these things, P. Diddy has pretty much pissed her off. Because as you can see, all of the things that I mentioned that she don't play about, Diddy done played with that and some. So in Azula Dantor's book, like you finished. Because to people who don't practice Haitian voodoo and to people who aren't aware of the practices in Haitian voodoo and how these loas are called and how they are described, Erzulie Dantor number one is a petual spirit or a petrol spirit. Petual or petrol spirits are very hot. They're hot, they're on fire, they're fast, and they're very strong. So a lot of times when you see people who are mounted or people who are possessed by the petual spirits or the petrol spirits, they're gonna be up. You know I'm up. You know I'm fired up. You know you got me mad. I'm pissed off. Like I gotta get you told. I gotta get you together. I gotta get stuff done. Like that's how petrol spirits are. So when it comes to Izzy Danto, that's how she is. When people are mounted by her or possessed by her in ceremonies, like you'll see it. Like she will be like on fire. She will be fast. And Azuli Danto has different avatars or different personalities that she can manifest into. Because Zuli Dantor or Zili Danto is her within herself. She's considered like the Black Madonna or like the or okay, so she is called Zili Danto or Zili Dantor in Haitian Voodoo. In 21 divisions or Dominican Voodoo, she's called Zili Danto. Another name for her is Santa Barbara Africana, which means the African Saint Barbara. And she's also called Santa Barbara, Lukumi. So those are like the different names of Aili Dantor. Now, Aili Dantor is an Erzulie spirit. The Erzulie spirits are like the spirits of the heart. Because you have Aili Danto, and then you have Aili Freda, and then you have Gran Izili. Gran Izili is like the grandmother Izili. And then another identity that Aili Dantor can manifest into is Lama Dama. I did a video on my channel about Lama Dama, so you can go through my videos and click on that and check that out about Lama Dama and what she means in the spiritual community. So Azuli Dantor does manifest into Lama Dama. Lama Dama is a mothering spirit. She's a motherly spirit. She's a woman who believes in taking care of children and taking care of matters of the home, just like Aili Danto. Aili Danto is a mother. She is the mother of Anais, and she's the mother of Tijon Petrol. Tijon Petrol is her son. She's her no. Tijon Petrol is her son, and he is her favorite son, but he's also her lover. So there is an incestuous relationship that they have. So T. John Petuel. He's represented by the baby John the Baptist, the little like white boy who has the cross across his back and like the really curly hair with the sheep next to him. And his color is yellow. He is a hot spirit, just like his mom, Azilidanto. And with Anais, Anais is Azilidanto's daughter, and she acts as her interpreter. So Danto is the one who encouraged the slaves in Haiti to overthrow the French. And okay, so I'm backtrack with that. So there was a woman who was a mambo during slavery times in Haiti. I, Cecile. There was a mambo or a Haitian priestess named Cecile. And then there was another man named Boukman. Boukman was actually a slave that was originally brought over from Africa to Jamaica, and they ended up selling him to another slave owner in Haiti. So that's how he came over to Haiti. So what happened is that Boukman was a chosen man. He was chosen by the ancestors, by the spirits, to be the one to ignite these slaves to overthrow the French. So he was pretty much like the Caribbean or the Haitian Nat Turner, pretty much. So when he came over to Haiti, he met up with this woman named Cecil. Cecil was a mambo or a Haitian voodoo priestess, and she pretty much had taught him the ways of the voodoo spirits, the voodoo tradition, and the religions, and she initiated him. So he was carried and he was covered and protected by the Loas or by the spirits in voodoo. So what happened is that there was a ceremony that took place, and the Danto came down and she gave Boukman Cecil and the slaves in Haiti the secrets of overthrowing the French. And what happened is that Danto's tongue was cut out. Her tongue was cut out by the people so that she could never give the secrets of how the slaves overthrew the French in Haiti to other people. So in Haiti and in Haitian voodoo, that is a well known. It's a well that's a well known belief, because when Azili Danto talks, she talks in a type of sound because she doesn't have a tongue to pronounce her words. So when you are speaking with Azili Danto, that's how she sounds. But it's her daughter Anais that plays as her interpreter to interpret what she's saying to people. So that's the whole story, the history of Azili Danto. Now, Erzulie Danto is also called Erzulie Dantor in the wrong. The reason why she's called Erzulie Danto in the wrong is because she rights the wrongs that have been done to people by other people, especially women that have been done wrong by men. Now, P. Diddy, it has been retold, sold, and reiterated, and we've even seen it on camera. Diddy has done these things to these women. He has abused, he has manipulated, he has disregarded, disrespected, and violated countless amounts of women. Foxy and Fierce. Greetings, sister. Sister, you're spreading gems. Oh, thank you. Thank you for coming to my live. Yes, people need to know the history of the ways of the Caribbean. Like they do. Because he he is he's not he is the first celebrity that I have seen that has a religious tattoo of someone in the voodoo religion. He's the first one. I don't think I've seen any other celebrity with a tattoo of a Loa or of a Mysterio or even of an Orisha. He's the first one I've seen. So, with that being said, he's the first one that I've seen. But yes, he has done these things, so he is guilty by default. He's guilty. But with him getting this tattoo and saying in the caption, like, she got my back, so you already know she got my back. I'm going to do a reading as I'm talking about this to try to see, like, why did he get this tattoo and what was his inspiration? Because it's a known fact. There are a lot of people in the entertainment world that are with the shits when it comes to spirituality. Because I've done a reading, on Chris Brown. Chris Brown is heavily involved in spirituality. I mean, he has an album called 1111. And I've even read on his energy. His energy is very spiritually inclined. So he's very spiritually in tune. You have Kalani, who is crowned Oshun, and you have SZA. I can't remember who crowns her head, but SZA practices Ifa. You have Summer Walker, who is crowned, I believe, Oya and Oshun. So you have a lot of people within the entertainment industry that are indoctrinated, that are initiated, and they're just like engulfed in all this stuff. But with P. Diddy, I'm gonna do a reading while I'm talking about this to see like what inspired him or encouraged him to do this. But I believe that P. Diddy is of Caribbean descent somewhere. I remember back in like the early 2000s when like the Puerto Rican Day Parade was like really popular in New York. It still is, but it's nothing like it was in the early 2Ks when Puerto Ricans pretty much like ran New York, especially like the Bronx area. I remember back in like the early 2000s when you had like, Dipset and P. Diddy and J Lo and Nina Sky and Daddy Yankee and Tito Bambino and Hector her father. And who else was big at the time? Daddy Yankee. I think I said him. If I didn't, there you go. Daddy Yankee. And when you had Alexis Fido and you had De La Ghetto, when you had like all in Evie Queen, when you had like all of reggaeton royalty like coming up at this time. And I think that P. Diddy, he was like doing something with like the rappers of that time with the Puerto Rican Day Parade. He said, I got love for Puerto Ricans. My mom is like half Puerto Rican or Puerto Rican or something. So I think that P. Diddy does have Caribbean heritage because I know his mom, he loves his mom. She's chocolate, dark skin, pretty, has like blonde, she's always worn that blonde hair. And I haven't really seen her in a while because like back in the early like making the band days of P. Diddy, like she used to be kind of like everywhere with him. But as time goes on, you don't really see her. Like even when it comes to like his kids, we always talk about like Kim Porter and Misa Hilton and everything like that. But you don't really see his mom too much like you used to. So that's that. Okay, so that's something I'm gonna pour into. So does Diddy have Caribbean heritage? Because I believe his father was killed when he was like real young. Okay, Spirit of the Universe in itself. When it comes to P Diddy, does he have Caribbean lineage or Caribbean heritage at all? Yes, he does. He does. I said P. Diddy. P. Diddy does have Caribbean heritage. He is of Puerto Rican descent, and his descendants from Puerto Rico, well, not descendants. There's ancestors and descendants. So I'm not going to say descendants. His ancestors, he does have Caribbean heritage. He does have ancestors from Puerto Rico, and they hail from the city of Fajardo. So he does have Puerto Rican heritage. So he is Caribbean. So he is Caribbean. So let me pull some more cards to see why did he get this tattoo of his baby. of Aili Danto. Spirit and universe, universe in itself. When it comes to Aili Dantor, no, not Aili Dantor, sorry. Spirit and the universe in itself. When it comes to P. Diddy, what inspired him or what encouraged him to get this tattoo of Aili Dantor on his back? So there was this devotion that he had of her. He saw her as like this strong, proud black woman who's like, dark skinned, pretty, she's very independent. And he was inspired by that because she reminded him of like his mom or like his mother. So he saw a mother figure in her. And I do see where he did get a reading done. So he has been around a lot of Haitians more so in like the Miami scene because yeah, he is New York, Harlem Shake, but he does or he has frequented Miami a whole lot. So he has become familiar with like the Haitian culture and like Haitian voodoo and like Haitian people and so on and so forth. So he's like with Caribbeans and Africans and things like that. So yes, I do see where he was inspired by her, and he did develop this type of devotion of her being like this strong, proud black woman. So that's where it was started at with the devotion. He more so saw a picture of her in like a magazine or some form of like social media or some form of media, like a picture, like a depiction of her. Now, another name that she does go by is known as the Black Madonna of Czechoslovakia or something like that. And they say that somewhere in Europe they have a statue or a picture of her in a Catholic church that people can go to. So Azila Dantor is black, whether she's in Europe or whether she's over here in Haiti, wherever she's at, she's black through and through. So that's Azula Dantor. She's known as like the Black Madonna. So he became like entranced by her. He became like, just he became in love with her pretty much. Now he did meet up with some Haitians and they were talking about, Haitian voodoo and what they believe in and how it's in their blood and how blacks and Haitians are not that different and how they're not too far apart as far as ancestry because Haitians are like the purest of, the black diaspora, they're black and whatnot. And so, he was down with that. He said, I'm a proud black man. I got Caribbean heritage in me. I might have Haitian in me, but, it's all love. We all one, because we're all black. So, he pretty much decided to go deep and get engulfed in the culture. And he kind of cultivated a sense of self by being with the Haitians and whatnot. And I believe this is why a lot of African Americans are initiated in Haitian voodoo is because of the blackness. Because, Haiti, they were the first free black nation in the Western Hemisphere, and they successfully were able to they were able to overthrow their oppressors out of any other island in the Caribbean. And so that's how he felt. He felt like in touch with his blackness, in tune with them. So he did. I'm picking up that he did go over to Haiti. Spirit, did he go over to Haiti? Is he initiated in Haitian voodoo? Like, what's going on with his infatuation with Haitians and the Dantor and voodoo? Is he initiated? Yes or no? I'm picking up, yes, he is. He's a Bakor. To those of you who are familiar with like the Haitian voodoo initiations and the titles, Spirit is saying that he's a Bakor, so he's initiated in voodoo. He's a Bakor, which means that he is a magician, which is why he is so good with making bands or like making groups, being able to find like the best talent or being able to find people that are so gifted and so talented is because he's a manifester within his own right. So he is a magical person. Because people have said, P. Diddy, he's like a dark energy. Everywhere he goes, there's like a lot of darkness surrounding him. Now, I will say this. If you guys have like seen the videos that are out there on YouTube about those restaurants that he used to have in New York and how all of them kind of had like crazy stuff going around them, like people getting killed and people getting stabbed and them just abruptly out of nowhere having to be shut down. So there may be some connections to that into this. And then people have said, there's been a lot of crazy stuff, a lot of wild stuff popping off, with Diddy and everything. And then there is an interview that he did on the Breakfast Club. It was so funny. Cause what are their names? Cause you had Angela Yee, Charlemagne the God, DJ Envy. There we go. And they were asking him. So DJ Envy was asking P Diddy. He said, "So who are you dating now? Like, are you seeing somebody?" And P Diddy, he got him told because he was funny. He he said, "Now, why are you in my business?" He said, "I don't talk about who I date with men." He said, "If I'm with somebody, that's my business." He said, "Now, it's funny how you want to ask me about my business, but when we ask you something about you and your wife, what y'all got going on, you don't want to say that." And Charlamagne the God was like, "Well, he got you there. He got you there." And like DJ Envy, he was like laughing and kind of chuckling it off and stuff. But then, P. Diddy is like real big on like this love. I'm Dr. Love. It's all about good energy and the vibes. And he was pretty much saying, I'm a god. He said, ain't nobody gonna ever, disrespect me. Nobody ever disrespect me. And as he was talking, he said something, and I remember there was a bottle, because he's all about celebration and love and all of that. And there was this bottle that was there, and then all of a sudden, it just like the top exploded off. It was like boom, and people in the comments were saying like, that's the evil spirit, blah blah blah, and blah blah blah. And then P Diddy was pretty much saying, he said that was God that popped that bottle. He said, that's God in me, it's God in here, it's the energy, it's the love energy. He said, it's about positive vibes and the celebration of life. But what I'm picking up is that P. Diddy is gifted. He is gifted by his spirits and by the Loas. So when he got initiated in Haiti, when he got initiated in Voodoo in Haiti, it is saying here that he is a Bakor. So he is a magician. He is a manifester. So he does have the gift to find out real raw talent and having the ability to make something out of them and to make them millionaires. So he does have the gift of seeking out talent, and he does have the gift of wealth. So wealth and so being talented and being wealthy and being somebody who has that gift of seeing talent and wealth in other people and being able to bring that out of people, that is a natural born gift that he has from his ancestors. So they did right by him in that, but they betrayed him in this initiation that he had done. Because what I'm seeing is that he did go to the right people and to the right teachers. So he is gifted. He is indoctrinated. He is a manifester. He is a magician. He is a Bakor. So he is initiated as a Bakor, and he does have the gift of wealth. So wealth is a part of his destiny. That's a part of who he is. His ancestors ordained that for them, but he was betrayed in this initiation. What happened was that they gave Diddy the gift of sin. No, he already had the gift of sin. He already had the gift of wealth. What they did in his initiation is that they opened up his ability to seek out gifted people and to seek out talent. And they gave him the gift of being wealthy and being able to manifest that not only himself but in other people. But what they gave him was spirits of terror and spirits of chaos, which is why now there seems to be, this trend of people becoming, initiated in different African traditional religions and people being, initiated into Vodun and Voodoo or in 21 divisions or in Ifa, Isheshe, Santeria, Palo, Candomblé, whatever is the African traditional religion to be in, people are jumping into it. But the reason why you have to make sure that you know your ancestors before you know these spirits is because being initiated is a big deal. Unfortunately, in today's time and in today's world, people are just seeing it as a cash cow, as a money grab, and something to do just to make a quick buck. But when our ancestors were indoctrinated and born and relished in these traditions by birth, it wasn't about money back then. It was about community and love and destiny and power and respect, but also legacy. Like these things were passed down from generation to generation. Like people don't know the reason why these religions have lasted so long is because of cultivation. Like the reason why hoodoo is almost a lost tradition in a way, it's not completely lost, but it almost is, and it's because that when the okay, I gotta move my camera over so that it won't die. Okay, bam. I know this isn't the best lighting, but let me see if I can turn myself. Okay, so we just gonna make do with this. I don't like the lighting, but hey, we just gonna make do with this. So what was I talking about? Initiations. Like it was about legacy and family. The reason why hoodoo is, I want to say, almost a lost religion or almost a lost belief system is because when slaves were brought to like Southeast United States, they had to almost automatically assimilate. They didn't have time to speak their languages or to practice their traditions or to practice their beliefs and whatnot. They were like told, you can't speak this, you can't sing this, you can't cook this, you can't eat this. Like you got to be like black white people pretty much. And so that's why a lot of the traditions were lost during slavery as far as like Southeast United States, and the African traditional religions of like Voodoo, and I want to say mainly Voodoo and Ifa eventually became mixed in with like Presbyterian Christianity, especially with like the Methodist Church and the Baptist Church and the Kojic Church, and even with the Masons and whatnot, because it is true. And this has been like a debate within the church about the Masons and whatnot. The Masons do believe in magic as well as the Eastern Stars. Like you have the Masons, and I believe the Eastern Stars are like the female version of the Masons. I have to do my research. But yes, Eastern Stars and the Masons do believe in magic and manifestation. So that is true about them. But when it comes to like Vodun and Ifa, as time went on, that got mixed in with the Presbyterian churches of the Kojic and the Baptist and the Methodist churches. But when it comes to the Caribbean, the slaves there were given time to practice their religion and to speak the languages and to maintain the religion long enough where we can remember it and go back to it and revert to it today. The thing is that when the slave masters in the Caribbean saw how profitable these religions were and how fast they could manifest things into fruition, and then they saw how like the slaves were starting to elevate and they were starting to come up and they were starting to be successful, them slave masters was like, we ain't finna have this. Like we didn't come all the way to the new world to become rich, and then we supposed to be over y'all, and y'all over here about to become as rich with us with this spiritual stuff. So they started cutting down trees that were sacred to the religion. They started saying y'all gotta speak Spanish, and or y'all, well, I'm dealing with Cuba now because Vodun traveled to Cuba, Haiti, Puerto Rico, the Dominican Republic, a lot of the like popular, I want to say the popular or the well-known Caribbean islands. But when them conquistadors saw that, they said, y'all got to speak Spanish and be Catholic. Because y'all are not finna come over here and be doing better than us. And that's what happened. But the slaves got smart and they mixed in the religions or the traditions of their African ancestors in with Catholicism, and they were able to disguise the spirits with the Catholic saints, and that way on the outside it looked like they were Catholic, but on the inside in their heart they knew that they were Ifa or Vodun. And so that's why we have these religions now, because the slaves were smart enough to find a way to syncretize or blend in those religions so we could have them today. But yeah, P. Diddy got backstabbed in his initiation because he is a Bakor, he's a magician, but during his initiation process, instead of the people initiating him, giving him the spirits of elevation and immaculacy and being able to create peace and to cleanse people with his presence, they gave him spirits of chaos. To those of you who are not familiar in the spiritual world, that's why they're telling people now to be careful who you get initiated under, because there's a lot of corruption, there's a lot of false teachers, falsehoods, and there are a lot of people who are using trickster spirits and people who are just not being honest when they initiate people. Now, I'm not saying that everybody is like this or that that happens all the time, but it can, because you've seen people here on TikTok. I mean, not here on TikTok. I'm so used to being on TikTok. That's why I said TikTok. But you've seen people do videos on YouTube and TikTok and Facebook and even in the groups talk about how they thought that they were initiated in such and such religion or such and such belief system, and come to find out they halfway was and they halfway weren't, or they really weren't at all, and they have been plagued with this spirit, or they were made to be under, or made to believe that they were under the spirit of Olodumare or Olofi, or under the spirit of Bondi, and they were under a completely different spirit that caused a whole lot of chaos and mess. When you get initiated into religions, due to these people having spiritual rank or having a hierarchy in the spiritual realm, they have permission to use certain spirits that people who are not initiated. It just left my mind. Let me backtrack. People who initiate people, they have more power in the spiritual realm than people who are not, because they have they have a rank within the spiritual realm, and there's a hierarchy that they have to abide to, or that they are, by them being a Bakor, by them being a Mambo, a Huran, or by them even being a Santero, Santera, Babalao, or Iya, or a Palero or a Palera. They have that social rank, so they know how to manipulate these spirits to do what they want them to do, when it comes to certain people. Because it's just like Christianity, because even in the Bible, that's why it says to honor thy mother and thy father, and to honor all authoritarian figures, whether they be police officers, judges, teachers, preachers, pastors, and parents, because even God knows that there has to be some type of order, or there has to be some type of foundation or lesson plan of life to be followed and taught, so that there could be some type of order and structure in the world. And it's the same way in these traditions. But unfortunately, you have people who have been allowed to be in these religions or whatever over stupid reasons, and they're messing up the religions. I mean, it's just like Christianity. There's a lot of corruption, because I miss it back when these religions and traditions were sacred, and it was just like in church. Because for those of you who grew up in like the Baptist church, or you grew up in the Kojic church, Methodist church, wherever church you grew up in, back then everybody wasn't allowed to be a pastor. Everybody wasn't allowed to be a minister or a preacher. That was a gift you had to have. And people or elders had to see that in you, and they had to cultivate that in you and grow it up and build it up and train you to be the next bishop so and so, or the next pastor so and so, or the next minister so and so. And it was the same way in these African traditional religions, but now it's different. So the reason why P. Diddy has had such a chaotic life with his baby mothers and with women that he's dated, and even why he hasn't had like a lot of even though he, and even the reason why he hasn't had a lot of luck in his businesses or in his restaurants, because during his initiation process he got he got backstabbed, where they put spirits of chaos and confusion and stuff on him, which is why when it comes to P Diddy, anybody who's around him and anybody who's in his good graces, they don't last long. Like P Diddy has been over a lot of people, and that's why a lot of these groups like B5, Day 26, Danity Kane, and a couple of others, that's why they haven't been able to last long, because he has these spirits on him where they come and they do what they need to do, and things are going good for such a time or for a while, and all of a sudden it's gone, it's no more. Now all of a sudden you got to get back, or things ain't working out, contracts ain't looking right, and things are just chaotic, and it's the end of it. And Diddy, even though with himself, he's very confused. He's very confused, and he has tried out a lot of different doctrines and a lot of different belief systems, and he's gone to a lot of different teachers, which is why he's gone under so many different names. Because when he came out, he was known as Sean P. Diddy Combs, or Combs, Sean P. Diddy Combs. And then, he came out with Sean John, the clothing line in the early 2Ks. And then he was known as like P. Diddy. And then after P. Diddy, he was known as what? Dr. Love, Mr. Love, Love Combs. So he's gone under these different names because of all these different eras that he's been in spiritually. But now it's like he's in a conundrum. He's confused. He's like really confused, and he's in a conundrum. And so that's what P. Diddy is going through right now. Like, he's had a lot of scholars and a lot of teachers and stuff teaching him things, because that's why P. Diddy has not been touched. He's had a lot of people covering him and providing knowledge and teachings to him, and he's had a lot of protections put on him too. So even though he's been messed up within his own power, he's had a good enough mind and good enough sense to get coverage, get protection, and things like that. But he doesn't see how the problem and how the issue is himself. Now, one woman that was able to go far under him was Dawn. So, Dawn, she is one of the members from Danny Kane. And I remember there was a rumor that her and, P. Diddy was kind of messing around dating. And she dated one of the guys in Day 26. He was the one that had like a lot of emotional problems and stuff. But yeah, her and him, they dated for a while. Well, Dawn is half Haitian. Her mom is Haitian, I believe, and her dad is African American. So by blood, she has protection on her. Diddy has never done nothing to her, nothing wrong. Even though with the other girl who ended up on Love and Hip Hop, she did ended up getting messed up some way, some form sexually, is what Spirit is saying. And I'm gonna go ahead and put a quick disclaimer in this video. This is what Spirit is saying to me, and I am not stating this as facts. I don't want nobody suing me. I don't want nobody, reaching out saying, hey, you telling lies or whatever. This is coming from the universe. This is coming from the source. So now that's my disclaimer. She did get messed up, which is why she kind of came out and said, oh, I support Diddy, he's innocent, blah, blah, blah. You're saying that because you got lost in the sauce too, when he was kind of doing you wrong and doing you dirty. But Dawn, she knew better because she was covered and protected. Now, when it comes to Nicki Minaj, a lot of people don't know that when Nicki Minaj first came out, she had a lot of managers. When she came up through her mixtape area, when Nicki Minaj came up through her mixtape era, she was under Fendi. So Fendi was over her. Fendi did work with Lil' Kim, but I think he worked with Lil' Kim like way before Nicki came about. But yeah, she was under Fendi. Then she left Fendi and was under Diddy, but I think she might have been under Deb before she got under Diddy. But yeah, Deb, who is Waka Flocka Flame's mama, was her manager back in the day. Deb actually didn't want Nicki Minaj to rap. She wanted Nicki Minaj to sing. So if it was left up to them, Nicki Minaj would have been singing instead of rapping. And once upon a time, Nicki was under P. Diddy, but she was on under P. Diddy for like a hot minute. And then she went ahead and left and got under new management. So that was that as far as like Nicki Minaj. Nicki Minaj was protected. Nicki Minaj is a very spiritual being. She talks about God. She talks about, Jesus, the Holy Spirit, praying. But Nicki Minaj really is touched and graced by the glory of God because she does have a spiritual connection to Him, but she's got a lot of protection, a lot of coverage on her as well. A lot of people assume that due to Nicki Minaj being Trinidadian, that she does, work with, Voodoo Paulo or Shango or any of these other traditions, but she is Spirit is saying she is heavily involved in the occult. So yes, she believes in God and Jesus and the Holy Spirit, but she is with spiritualism as well, and she does go to tarot card readers and spirituals, and she actually has one on hand, which is why this tour has been going so well for her. Because I'm telling y'all, and I know I'm going off task, but Nicki Minaj looked like a witch when she was going off on Megan Thee Stallion. Like people were saying, like, oh, she's high, oh, she's going out of her mind. I feel like something came over Nicki Minaj, like when she fell out with Megan Thee Stallion, like out of nowhere. And I remember when she was on live, she looked like a witch. Her face was different, nose was more pointed. Like spirits can change your look. Like when people are possessed or mounted by spirits, it can physically change you where you could start to look like somebody you're not. And that's what I saw with Nikki. So Nikki did go under a deep rooted spiritual cleanse before going on that tour. Because when I saw Nicki Minaj in concert, she looked like amazing. Her makeup, hair, dancing, singing, rapping, everything was on point. There was nothing out of line. And she gave us a show. So Nicki Minaj spiritually, she got that cleaned up before she hit the stage. And that's why she's been able to be so successful with this tour because she got her energy cleaned up. Her spirit was cleansed. But with P. Diddy, the reason why he had so much chaos and whatnot around him is because of the way that he was initiated. He was initiated improperly. Instead of him being placed with spirits of continuous prosperity and continuous good cheer and continuous like love and positivity, he's been given the spirits of chaos and terror and just bad luck and bad fortune. So that's why a lot of stuff don't work out for him. And this is why, going back to what I said earlier, be careful when you get initiated. But get initiated under people who match you, who resonate with you, but people who want to see you grow and do well. Don't get initiated just because things like this can happen. Because I've even had people come to me on my lives on TikTok saying how they would get blessings or get jobs or something would come in and it would last for a little while, but then all of a sudden it would just come crashing and burning. Now, there's two reasons for that. One reason is you're either not meant to be doing what you was doing, or number two, there is some type of blockage on you or some type of spirit on you that is just against you being successful. And it just is what it is with that. But that's what's going on with P. Diddy. Now, as far as the tattoo, what made what made P. Diddy get this tattoo on him? Because as you guys know, like tattoos is a blood covenant as well, because you're taking a needle, a hot needle at that, and you're burning your skin. Anybody who knows about the secret societies is that when you get initiated in these different traditions, you are tied to these traditions by blood. Because any Haitian knows, especially that believes in Haitian voodoo, knows that you don't have to be initiated to believe because it's in your blood. When you have Haitian blood, the Loas are with you. And so when you get either initiated or are born of the blood of the people who carry the religion, you're connected, you're tied to it already. But when you get initiated, you are connected by blood, and that's either by you being cut, like when you get initiated into Palo, or when an animal is sacrificed and their blood is draped over your spiritual tools as a way of connecting you to those animals that represent the spirits that that admire or that are represented in those animals. So when you get tattoos, that's like a covenant. That's connecting, that's like tapping into your spirituality, your blood, because your blood is what ties you to your destiny and to your history, and it's a part of your destination. So blood is very important. So why did P Diddy get this tattoo? Like what is the purpose of this tattoo, and why did he get it? It's a symbol of strength for him. It's a symbol of strength for him and power, yes. Because once again, I'm picking up like the King of Pentacles. So it's like Erzulie Dantor does have his back to an extent when it comes to like money. She said she got it on point to an extent when it comes to money. So Erzulie Dantor does have his back when it comes to money, because you got the King of Pentacles coming up, and then you got the Knight of Pentacles, which represents financial support, and then you even got the Page of Pentacles, which means that you're getting a leg up or some type of help with your finances. So yeah, P Diddy is definitely, well, he already was destined for greatness as far as money, and financial power. So yes, Zulu Dantor did intend for him to be wealthy and financially stable. Because y'all see all these coins, y'all see all these pennies and coins and dollars and change and cents. Like, she destined for him to be wealthy. But as you can see here, there's disaster and downfall with the Seven of Cups in reversal with the Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups represents filling your own cup and showing yourself self love. So you should always show yourself self love, but when you get initiated, that's your cup filler, because you're being filled with the knowledge of the spirits that you didn't have before, as well as the protection. So that's what P. Diddy is dealing with, because as you can see, by him not filling up his own cup and understanding grace and understanding power and understanding like the importance of doing things in order and decency and making sure things are done all the way out, they create blocked opportunities, or they create less opportunities, or halted dreams is what I'm picking up, and delays or delayed dreams, deferred dreams, or things that just don't last long. And and unfortunately, that's what P Diddy has continuously experienced. His restaurants didn't last long due to bad energy. His groups didn't last long due to energy, which is why a lot of them have fought for their rights. They fought for their catalog, and they fought for, their money. So P. Diddy not only has been cursed in a way, but he's kind of cursed the people that were under him too. Because like I said, what people don't understand, that a lot of entertainers are under spiritual sovereignty. A lot of them are initiated, they're indoctrinated, and a lot of them are really deep rooted in spirituality. But when people are coming in, because people talk about the Illuminati and how they're a secret society and how they have contracts and rituals and things they do in order to get rich, and then they entice other people to do what they did to get rich. When it comes to these record labels, and when it comes to a lot of these like talent agencies and managers and things like that, they're about like the Illuminati. They're under a source, they're under a vibe, and they're under a certain type of energy. And so, as you guys can see, by Diddy not being properly initiated, the people under him, they dealt with the same fate. They were able to come up, they had a good rollout, they put out maybe one or two albums, and then after that, it's done. Money was funny, money wasn't looking right, things weren't coming in like they used to, and they were left high and dry. And that's pretty much how Diddy was with some of his power. So he has that chaos spirit on him. And that's why a lot of these things have gone on. But let's see about Azul Dantor and how she can fix that. Okay, so Spirit, what are you saying about Azul Dantor and Diddy, and how she can fix these delays and these mishaps. Of what again? What is she saying about all of this? Because she's like the head mambo high priestess in Haitian voodoo. So what is she saying? So he's gonna get hit with another lawsuit, is what I'm saying, and it's a woman too. So Spirit is saying that Diddy is gonna get hit with another lawsuit, who seems to be a woman from his past once again. Oh, salud. And so P. Diddy is pretty much going to get hit with another lawsuit. And it seems like it's going to be a woman from his past because the first woman that came out was Cassie. And he blew a bag on her, so she's set for life. She ain't got a dance scene or even like scat or skip, hop, or dance across any stage. Diddy has her paid for the rest of her life with that hush money he paid her. And then you had the woman who came out and said that she was, assaulted at the age of what, 17 back in the day with Diddy. And, she tried to come out and say something. And Diddy is losing everything. Like his honorary degrees are being revoked. His key to the city in Miami has been revoked, and he stepped down from Revolt. And Revolt, they've already found a new owner of Revolt, so that's done. When it comes to like his Ciroc deals, I think he stepped away or has been let go of that. So a lot of this stuff is like a domino effect for him. So he is losing stuff. So Dantor is saying it's another lawsuit coming out. It's something else that's about to come out. And it seems like it's going to be a betrayal because, okay, Spirit, what are you saying about this betrayal? Spirit is saying that it's somebody that he fired. It's like a woman who used to work for him that he fired in the past. And he kind of figured that once he fired her, that he kind of got away with what he was doing. But Spirit is saying that she is going to come out with a blow with a bang, because it's saying that she's a woman of importance and of financial security and financial stability. And Spirit is saying that this is going to be like a whoa moment for him, and he's going to blow a bag on her too. Because there's a lot of things that's unsettled with Diddy. Like Diddy, and it's not just P Diddy that has this like demonic halo above him, but Suge Knight is another one. Because I remember in the K Michelle movie, around at not K Michelle, Michelle A. In that Michelle A movie, she pretty much said, and it was like towards the end of that movie when she met with Suge after she was, messing around with Dr. Dre. She pretty much said that when she met Suge Knight, there was like this spirit or this aura around him. That's another one too that I need to read on. Cause he does have a lot of like high energy spirit wise, but he suffered a lot of karma too from him running over the man at the drive through, having panic attacks, going blind and deaf in jail and all this other stuff. So he's another one that has like a demonic halo above him, about like Diddy, but his is a lot worse than Diddy. So, but yes, yeah, Diddy, he's about to be betrayed. So it's not over for P Diddy. It's not. Like Cassie was first, and then the other woman came out, and he's losing stuff left and right, and it's just it's just sad, honestly. And it just really doesn't make sense because first it was R. Kelly that, something came out about him, then Bill Cosby, and now Diddy, and now all these other people. So it's just like a domino effect. So yes, this is pretty much like the end of P. Diddy in a way. Because there's still a lot of secrecy. There's still a lot of things that have been done in the dark that are eventually going to come to light. So this isn't the end for Diddy. So Erzulie Dantor is saying that she got us back when it comes to money, but when it comes to like all this other stuff, she like, I gotta let you get God. Cause Erzulie Dantor, I don't know if I said Erzulie Freda, but Erzulie Dantor is like that. And not only is Erzulie Dantor like that, but the spirits are like that. Like, people think that these spirits sometimes are gonna run and roll with them no matter what they do. But these spirits, they got their ways and stuff too. Cause you will have a spirit that will rock and roll with you on your money aspect, on your money side. But when they see you doing stuff like wrong or kind of mixy with men and people and children or jobs and things like that, and you have a certain position or a certain type of power or whatever the case may be, as far as position wise, they're going to be like, I got to let you fall with this one. Cause this stuff ain't right, and I'm like, yeah, I'm your mama, yeah, I'm your daddy, but I kind of gotta let you fall with this one, cause it's like I can't. They be like, I can't deal with this, I gotta let you fall with that. I help you with your money, and I help you find, a good lawyer and stuff like that. But with this other stuff, you just gonna have to get God, because the spirits, they have to live up to what they represent. The spirits are people within themselves, but at the end of the day, they're like, I ain't gonna stand for nothing. I mean, like, I'm not gonna stand for all of this stuff. And some people believe that, spirituality is unfair because, in church they say favor ain't fair. Well, with the spirits, it's kind of like that too, because you do have evil people who are heavenly, and heavily protected, where they could be a hypocrite and get away with it. They can cuss, cheat, do whatever they want and get away with it. And even if you try to do a spell or a ritual on them to get them back, their spirits will take that spell or whatever you trying to throw at them, even if you're in the right, and throw it back at you. So people do have favor like that. But that's pretty much all I have to say about P. Diddy and Erzulie Dantor. So I hope you guys like this video. Don't forget to like, leave positive comments in the comment section, and subscribe to my channel. Have a good day.